GM Zingers, how's it going? My name is Logan Ross, and this is Flight 58 aboard the Moon or Bust Rocketship, your home for all things altcoins and DeFi. On today's show, we'll be talking to Halsey Miner, the serial entrepreneur, builder of the Salesforce and Amazon products, founder of CNET, Uphold, and VideoCoin. But first, we're going to talk about the markets. Let's get into it, guys. Yo, where'd you guys come from? What's up?
Whoa.
I have no idea.
Yeah, coming out of nowhere.
How are you doing, Logan?
Oh, I'm good. I was about to give you a little introduction, if that's okay.
Oh, please do.
Okay. So joining me today are Moon or Bust's two legendary crypto not co-hosts, bmore.eth and ryanm.eth. What's up, guys?
Doing great.
It's just another wonderful day to be in crypto.
There you go.
Indeed it is, Brian. I see you got the puppy back with you again. Do you have a name for him yet?
I think we're calling him Vinny.
Not
Vinny,
Floki.
you're gonna roll
Not
with Vinny.
Floki, but Vinny. He's sleepy
Floki
right
was
now.
already taken.
Look at that
Oh,
baby.
he's so cute. Oh my god. All right, this is gonna be the show for today. We're just gonna show Vinny full screen the whole time. So just kidding. Okay, so if you guys are new around here, we appreciate you tuning in, and we hope that you'll subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content. If you are a loyal fan, then let us know by smashing the like button in the next 4.2 seconds. Ready, set, go.
Boom.
Done.
All right, time's up.
4.2 seconds.
Also, while you're down there, drop a comment. Let us know what projects you're looking at this week so we can talk about them in the future. You can also join the Moon or Bust community on Telegram and receive a 25% off discount code on our Moon or Bust swag. So make sure you hit that up to hang out with us there as well. As always, make sure to connect with us on Twitter to stay up to date about all the shows we are doing. And with that out of the way, let's get into the market update and crypto news for the day. So I'm going to share my screen here 1 second. Ryan, why don't you tell us what's going on in the markets today?
Yeah, sure. So we saw Bitcoin hit $57,000 yet again. I think we saw that on Monday for the first time. So I'm still extremely bullish. Yesterday, we saw it dip down to about $53,000, but we did hold the line there. And I don't think we'll be going back down to that bull market support band that we've been talking about on the show so many times. Logan, you have the chart up here. It looks like the fastest scenario, 260K, may be still playing out. It looks like that line, the graph is following that line pretty accurately right now. So what do you think, Logan? Are we going to be going up to 60K or close to 60K pretty soon here?
You know, I just drew this line here completely arbitrarily, and the market is holding it as support. So I appreciate you guys respecting my line here, and I'm glad it's working out for all of us. I think we will see this 59K line soon, but we're going to see resistance there as it was established so much in the first half of the year. So 60K, I'm not quite sure. It could be another week or two. Once we, probably spend some time around this resistance line, then we could probably break through up to 60. But I'm saying 59K in the next, maybe, what is it? What is 1, 2, 3, 4? I got 4 days left for my prediction to come true for that 59K mark. Ryan, do you think that's reasonable?
I think that's pretty reasonable, Logan. I mean, 60K is like 5% away at this point. We've seen Bitcoin move much more than 5% in a single day. So it's any day now, I think.
Brian, what do you think?
I agree. I think that we're going to see more upward momentum than we're going to see more lower lows, I guess. We're not going to cross that 50 mark again for a little bit. And hopefully we're going to spin this cycle into the new all-time highs. I think 60K is reasonable. I predicted it the other day, at least after the new year. That's what I think. I think that we're going to have to wait until after the holiday 60K? Season and everything. Yeah.
Really?
No. To hit new all-time highs.
Okay, interesting. So that
I think that might be
high that we have to break through. Go for it, Ryan.
Yeah, I think that could be determined by what happens once we hit 60K, because Logan pointed out this technical resistance at $60,000. We saw that it was resistant several times in the past on the daily candle. So not only is it a technical resistance, but I think it's also psychological resistance. $60,000 is a big round number. So I like to see when there is some technical resistance, but also that psychological resistance. So like I said, I think that 60K is coming, but we'll have to see if we can break through it or not. I mean, it's really hard to tell at this point, but once we get to $60,000, a 10% move from there would bring us to new all-time highs. So I think it's definitely possible that that will happen within the next couple months, but only time will tell, Brian. I mean, it is possible that we go up to 60K, we see that resistance, and we're not able to cross it, and then we go back down, maybe all the way to the bull market support band. But it's important to consider the bull market support band is moving with time. It's a monotonically increasing function when the price of Bitcoin is above the bull market support band. So, I mean, that will be going up even if we see a downtrend, as long as we're above that bull market support band, that function will be headed up. So it might be at $50,000. It might be at $55,000 in a couple months if we stay above it. And then that will be our new support. When we saw it last time, it was right around $40,000 as support. And I think that if we go down to that bull market support band later on, when it's around $50,000, that would be even more bullish over the long term. And if that does happen, I would expect that this bull market goes well into 2022.
I love that, Ryan. And if you guys are just tuning in, this is Moon or Bust, your home for all things altcoins. If you just got redirected from the roadmap, hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I thought that was a great interview, really entertaining content over there. But this is the Fungible Token Show, where we're going to talk about all the biggest crypto projects that aren't on the NFT side. We talk about NFTs sometimes too. We like it all. But right now we're focused on the market update. And if you guys are enjoying this content, make sure you smash the like button. Let us know. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe. Okay, let's flip over to ETH now. So something I noticed that was pretty interesting just a couple seconds ago was that this August 30th candle was actually the highest weekly close ever, just by like a tiny sliver here. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but I can on my end. So just take my word for it here. I flipped over to these weekly candles. I was surprised to see that. So Ryan, do you have any thoughts on where ETH might be headed soon?
You know, in the near term, it's really hard to tell, and I think that Ethereum will follow Bitcoin, at least to a degree. But the use cases for Ethereum we see just keep getting bigger and bigger. So many different things are happening within the ecosystem. So I'm extremely bullish for Ethereum. I think it'll outperform Bitcoin over this market cycle, but it's hard to say where it's going in the near term. It looks like it's on an uptrend right now, but I mean, like I said, it's going to be following Bitcoin. If Bitcoin suddenly has a 10% correction, I'd expect Ethereum to do probably something similar to that.
Yeah, I mean, historically, it always has followed Bitcoin, right? We look for that breakout eventually. I think ETH has the potential to flip Bitcoin and start leading the market itself, but we'll have to see. Only time will tell. So, Brian, what other cryptos are you looking at this week?
You say Ryan or Brian?
Brian, be more.
Oh. So I've been still following ADA a little bit, but there's been not so much, action happening. But BNB has been really surprising lately. BNB has led kind of the curve on being green when everything else is red the past couple days. They've had a pretty major gain since the last kind of full correction for the whole crypto cycle. So I like BNB a whole lot. Some of the coins on it, meh, but that's a pretty solid numbers there.
And speaking of solid numbers, we see Polkadot is ripping today, up 18% so far over the past 24 hours and 23% over the 7-day. I am very happy to see this. I think Polkadot is one of the most slept on blockchain projects by far. I think it deserves a spot in the top 3 without a doubt. And I also think Chainlink is pretty undervalued right now compared to the rest of the products on the market. But today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin's ecosystem, which I don't know if I've ever said those two words together before, but maybe I will be saying them more in the future. So this is because of Stacks. So Stacks is kind of like the Ethereum layer 2 protocols. It's more of a layer 1.5 though. So it adds some smart contract functionality to Bitcoin and add some programmable money features to Bitcoin, but it's not a full Turing complete computer like the Ethereum virtual machine is. Brian Moir is actually an expert on Stacks, so I will let him take it away.
Oh, but I am not an expert on Stacks, but I did mess around with Stacks when it was called Blockstack. And it's a pretty cool ecosystem how you can build, front end and back end applications on the blockchain network, on the Lightning Network. And so it was kind of the first little instance to where you have a runoff from Ethereum, because they were around. I mean, Ethereum was created before Blockstack came about, but it gave a lot more depth to Bitcoin, about 2-3 years ago. So it's really neat. It's a really cool project. And as long as Bitcoin keeps going up, I see there's value with it. So
yeah, and I think it drives
All
a
right.
narrative, especially for Bitcoin maxis too. When you say you can't have DeFi on Bitcoin, you can't have NFTs on Bitcoin. Well, now you see this is being developed with Stacks, so it certainly could happen in the future. I mean, this is just the very beginning of Stacks. So, I mean, you see that too, just the general trend in the crypto market, the top 10 coins that we see come about, Polkadot, Cardano, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Solana. All these tokens are platforms to build decentralized finance applications on. So I'm not surprised Stacks is doing well with this trend we're seeing right now.
yeah, and the cool thing
Mhm.
about Stacks too is a lot of the dApps you see now, and like mainly on the Ethereum network or Polkadot or Kuzma or whatever, you were seeing kind of like runoffs of dApps that were developed on Stacks first. So there's a lot of stuff that kind of started the whole trend on having full-on applications that are decentralized, that are dealing with crypto and blockchain. So that's pretty cool. I mean, not a lot of people know that because they, it's on Bitcoin Lightning Network and not Ethereum, and it's not as superior, but that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. If you guys want to learn more about Stacks, you can check out this article. I just dropped it in the comments below. This is one that I wrote a couple months ago, and it explains really how Stacks works more in depth than we have time to go through today. But while we're over here, this is the Benzinga money site. This is the team that Ryan and I work on. And I just want to show you guys some other cool things we have on the money site, such as the Moon or Bust game. So I don't know if we've ever debuted this live on stream before, but it's been up for a couple months now. And this is where you can come interact with the community and vote Moon or Bust on your favorite tokens. And you can let your voice be heard by the community, and you can see what everyone else is feeling. I won't spoil all of the results, so you're gonna have to come in and play it yourself if you want to see how everyone's feeling about the other tokens. But yeah, you can also see these cool guys and some of our favorite episodes of the show. So if you guys didn't see, we interviewed Tim Draper this summer. He has over $1 billion in Bitcoin. We talked to the creator of Dogecoin, Billy Marcus. We interviewed crypto Twitter trader, legend trader Main. We interviewed the co-founder of Axie Infinity. I mean, there's so much cool stuff that you guys can find on the money site. So once you're over here, I think a good place to start is the Benzinga/money/crypto. So I'm going to drop that in the chat right now. And that's where you can get started on this website, taking advantage out of all these resources that we work really hard to build. So all right, that's enough self-promotion. Let's get back to the charts. We have an interview coming up later. Oops, I can't spoil that. We have an interview coming up later with Halsey from VideoCoin. This dude is insane. He has started countless billion-dollar web projects, and I'm really excited for this one. So make sure you guys stick around. That will start at 2:30. But before we do that, we have something to give away, and it starts with the flow and ends with a key hat. So yes, that's right. You guys heard it here. We got, wait, let me see if I can pull up the boom. Okay, so this is Floki Inu, everyone's favorite coin, except for some other people. But if you are a fan of Floki and you want to win a Floki Inu dad hat, we have trivia coming up for you in a couple seconds here, where you can win one yourself. So get those keyboard fingers ready because I'm about to pull my screen off and ask the question. So, Ryan, can we get a drum roll, please?
That probably sounds terrible.
All right.
Some reverb on it.
Everyone out there who is watching has the opportunity to win a Floki Inu dad hat right now, or the Ether Bitcoin one if you would prefer that instead. But the trivia question is, first person to answer it correctly wins. Okay, ready. Floki is the newest addition to the Musk family. Name 3 other Musk family members. Ready, set, go.
Ooh. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
One of them is certainly hard to spell. I don't think I could spell it.
Give your best guess.
All right, so first person to name 3 Musk family members wins this hat. Go look it up. If you got that Elon Musk family knowledge, just drop it quick. Otherwise, you can Google it, and the fastest Googler will win a $25 hat. So let's see. We don't have any guesses yet. Come on, guys. It's literally free real estate.
It's free real estate. Fine, we'll take it.
Also, while this is going on, I want to know who is here from Friday's Floki episode. We had a huge show on Friday. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, but Brian and Ryan killed it, and we really brought in the whole Floki community. So if you're here from that episode, boom, Michael Stecky Aphantis, Main Musk. Nope. That's not it.
Musk,
that's very
maybe
close.
That's a cousin we don't know about.
Maybe it is. Errol is Elon's father's name. A12 is his son's name. But Main is 1 letter off from his mother's name. So close. You almost got it. Boom.
We got a correction.
Corrected it. We got a correction, and that is the correct answer. May Musk is Elon's mother's name. And so, Michael, you are the winner of one of our Moon or Bust dad hats. If you want the Floki one, let us know. If you want the Doge one, if you want the ETH one, the Bitcoin one, we got them all. So send an email to me, Logan Ross at benzinga.com with your shipping info to claim it. Yes. Very much wow, very hype. Okay, so let's flip back over to the charts and see what else is going on today. If you guys have any projects you want us to talk about, drop them in the chat below. We do have one request. Future show ideas, thoughts on a project like Sisla. Okay, so I do not know anything about this project, so take anything we say here with a grain of salt. We're just going to look it up and give you our initial impressions. Crypto. Oh, this is the Crypto Island token. Okay, I do know actually a little bit about this one. So this is a very, very risky coin that was basically created to pool funds to purchase a crypto island. And so they got a lot of celebrities to promote this one and just paid them off to pump it. In my opinion, I think this is a pump and dump, and we'll take a look at the chart to see if I'm correct at all. Oh, yep. So there we go. That looks like a celebrity post right there, followed by an insider dump immediately afterwards, and then another dump right there as well. So this is definitely a high risk play. I think that its pump and dump is already over. It might be done as a product, but it's up 17% today. So what do I know?
Yeah, I mean, it is moving up.
I hear Fire Festival is selling an island. They might be able to buy that one on the low.
Or maybe it's the same guys.
Ja Rule Part 2.
Ooh.
I mean,
Destination
it's a sick idea, right? Like, I would put a little bit of crypto in if I knew I was getting access to an island to go to. That'd be pretty sweet. But I mean, there's so many companies out there in the cryptocurrency industry that have huge promises like this, and then they never deliver. So it's definitely, like Logan said, it's high risk. You know, if the token takes off and they can actually afford an island, I hope they do end up actually purchasing one for everybody to go to, all the token holders to go to. But if they never raise enough money to actually buy an island, they're likely to just cash out and then call it a day, take their money home, and do something else.
Yeah, it's a little sketch. This is one of the more sus projects.
And when their home screen is just flexing all of the B-list and C-list celebrities that they paid off, that's another red flag to me. But I would rather try to invest my money in a more in a less risky project and try to buy my own island instead. I don't have to share it with a bunch of these weirdos.
I mean, how would the logistics work there?
That's what I'm saying, man.
But Lindsay Lohan will be there, and Amber Rose.
Yeah, I mean Lindsay Lohan. That would have been cool when I was like 10. Maybe Rich the Kid will set up a studio there. You could drop a fire mixtape, the crypto mixtape,
Crypto Fire Fest.
Let us know. Yeah, dude, you're so welcome. Please drop any more tokens in the chat that you want our take on, and we'll be happy to give them the old moon or bust rating for you.
One thing we didn't mention yet was that the U.S. is now home to the most Bitcoin mining hash power right now.
Yeah, I saw that. That's huge.
Yeah, we have a share of 35.4% of the market, and the other two, since the ban in China, and the other two are Kazakhstan and Russia, with 18.1 and 11% respectively. A little fun fact.
Very interesting. So it was dominated by China for the longest time. Then they banned crypto mining. We had that great migration of crypto miners all across the world, and we're seeing them settle in the US enough to push it over to being the #1 country in terms of hash power. I know that Texas has been trying to attract Bitcoin miners. I'm sure places in Florida are as well. But Ryan, what do you think about the future of Bitcoin mining? What do you think about China's stance on it?
It's really interesting. I would have never expected the United States to hold the majority of hash power on Bitcoin's network. We saw that China did for a really long time because they had such cheap electricity. So the margins on Bitcoin mining were far higher in China than it is in other countries. So, when I heard about China banning Bitcoin mining, I expected that these miners were going to go to Iceland or maybe Greenland or like Russia and Kazakhstan that have very cheap mining, or I'm sorry, very cheap electricity. The United States, it varies by state, but to my understanding, electricity is pretty expensive in the US. I know in Michigan, it's like 12 cents a kilowatt hour. And that really digs into your mining profits. That sometimes that could be like 50% of your profits are going towards your electricity costs, or 50% of your revenue rather. So it's definitely interesting to see. And I think that this could be a good thing because that means that more people will be going towards renewable electricity to make higher margins, because then they wouldn't have to pay for the high cost of electricity.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point, because the fossil fuel energy is only going to get more expensive over time, and the renewable energy is only going to get cheaper over time. So long-term prospects for Bitcoin are very bullish for the conversion to renewable energy, in my opinion. Okay, well, what's up?
I was just going to add that Jack Dorsey and Cathie Wood and, a lot of people are actually, in Elon Musk, are into the foundation to create renewable energy for Bitcoin mining itself too. So, we can maybe in a couple of years see the change, and Bitcoin won't destroy half of our world before everyone gets it all. Hopefully. It's terrible for the environment.
We can keep our fingers crossed. Bitcoin is pretty bad for the environment, but it's a lot better for the environment than the banks are, which is the comparison we should be making, in my opinion. Okay, so Michael wants to know about AVAX versus Solana. So both of these are scalable blockchains. The difference is that AVAX is a scaling solution for Ethereum, and Solana is its own layer 1 ecosystem. So you could see Solana has a $44 billion market cap. AVAX has almost a $12 billion market cap. Not doing too much today. Solana's also chilling for the most part. Ryan, what are your thoughts? Is this a good comparison? Would you put these two coins head to head, or would you say they're different products?
You say Ryan, Logan?
Yes,
I'll
Ryan
answer it. 1 second. Siri's talking to me. I'm not talking to you, Siri. Okay. Oh my God, Siri, be quiet. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a reasonable comparison here. I mean, they're both platforms to build other decentralized applications on. So I'd definitely say it's fair. And I like Solana. I like AVAX. I think they're both great projects. It's going to be interesting to see what niche these carve out in the market, because I think Ethereum's really killing it as far as the platform to build decentralized applications on right now. But I think Solana's really giving it a run for its money. And I think AVAX will grow as Ethereum grows, like you said, Logan. It's kind of interoperable with each other. And I'm really excited to see where Solana goes as well, especially with NFT gaming. I'm bullish on that. We've talked about it on the show before. I think that a lot of this NFT gaming that's going to be coming up in the next 6 months will be doing so on Solana, because it is just such a higher throughput blockchain, and you can transact for such lower fees than on Ethereum or AVAX.
Brian, anything to add there?
I agree wholeheartedly. I do like Solana a little bit more than AVAX or Avalanche because of exactly what Ryan says. I agree with everything. Oh, that was my dog. Sorry.
All right, so if you guys are just tuning in, this is Moon or Bust, your home for all things altcoins and DeFi. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and let us know by dropping a like. We have a very, very special interview for you today, one that I am personally very excited about. Joining us today from VideoCoin is Halsey Miner, who is a serial entrepreneur. He helped build Salesforce, Amazon. He founded CNET, Uphold, and VideoCoin. So without further ado, I would like to welcome you, Halsey, to Moon or Bust. Hey, can you hear us? A little bit of technical audio issues here. If you can hear us, there are cam and mic settings at the bottom where you can adjust your output. Maybe there's some speakers plugged in or something like that. But we can see you, we can hear you. All right, joining us soon is Halsey from VideoCoin.
We'll get it back in a second.
Pardon the technical interruption here. All right.
There we go.
Hey, Halsey, how's it going? Can you hear us? You're on mute, by the way. You're on mute right now. It's at the bottom of your screen.
I got it.
Okay.
You can unmute him. Yeah, you're good.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
We're really glad that you could join us today. Appreciate your time, and we're really excited to learn about VideoCoin.
Yeah, so we just launched our beta. We should, in a couple of months, launch the full suite, but the sort of simple way of describing what we're doing is that from a very high level, we're offering companies opportunities for consulting, because the big thing everyone wants to know is, what can I do with NFTs and how does it impact our business? And we'll be announcing consulting firms that are working with us. and then we have a tech stack, which we call NFT Plus. And that allows in the container all media. So you can put audio and video and zip files and PDF files. And then from that sort of master container, you'll be able to pick individual items and send them to exchanges based on the content those exchanges support. So you can take your graphics and send them to OpenSea. So it's really this master container. So, a website can use our software and it can sell this very content-rich NFT, or they can integrate, or the consumer can integrate their content into an NFT Plus, and then from there be able to cross-chain, cross-marketplace move their content. So I think it's and then the last thing is we provide anyone who is running a marketplace with payments, so we can handle that. So it's really kind of a 3-level, help companies understand that, what they can do. That's mostly through our partnerships. We'll be announcing one tomorrow. The full tech stack that's around NFT Plus, and then third is integrated payments, so they can accept fiat at their website, which is really critical if you're trying to get outside of the core crypto audience.
Most definitely. So there's a lot to unpack there, and we'll definitely go through it all. But VideoCoin is far from your first successful internet venture. So could you share with us a little bit about your background in the internet space and why you decided to transition into the blockchain space?
Yeah, so I'll try to do it speedy. So I started CNET and built it into a NASDAQ 100 company by 2000, actually by 1998. We also spun out the software that became the leading web publishing package called Vignette. That became a $10.8 billion company. I left CNET in 2000 when Salesforce launched, and was the second largest shareholder and co-founder there for the first 6 years. And for the first 2.5 years, Mark Benioff was not the CEO. It was another guy who was running it. So I was very involved from 2000 to 2004 and a half. Rang the bell on the New York Stock Exchange with Mark, and then I stepped down from the board, and then started some other cloud companies. I started what's now called Google Voice, which is pretty much the same service we sold them. A company called OpenDNS, which was sold to Cisco for $640 million, and several other and several other companies that were at varying degrees of success. I got interested in the industry and really around 2012, and then in 2013 I started Uphold, and the difference between Uphold and Coinbase is they got a bank account 1.5 years before we did. And, it used to be the only way you could get, you were able to buy Bitcoin was through Coinbase, because they actually had a bank account. I don't know how they did it, because it definitely wasn't fully legal, but they got somebody to do it who probably has some stock and it's probably made a fortune. It took us 1.5 years after that. So we had a platform, easy to use. And so now that's, I don't know, it's a $3 or $4 billion business. And in 2015, I left Uphold after running it for a couple of years. Became very regulatory intensive. And, I looked for somebody who was sort of better able to sort of manage that than me. I don't have the patience for it. And then launched, what's now VideoCoin. And we started out building an AWS video competitor. But what I realized was at Salesforce, we had a very hard time getting companies to want to put their data in a website. And it was a real battle to get people to agree to have all their customer data, mixed into a database with everybody else's customer data. Mm-hmm. So that was a real battle. And I saw that we were going to have the same battle in video, where the idea behind VideoCoin is being able to use underutilized resources around the world to do, video kinds of things like encoding. But once again, we would need to convince companies that running on other people's servers is safe for their content. And, if this content gets, lost or stolen, TV shows, movies, the the results are catastrophic. So it was going to be a real fight, and then we realized when NFTs came along that we could leverage our experience with video, and do some things with video that nobody else can do, and then augment that, using our DRM with other types of content. So that was sort of the birth of the NFT Plus strategy, which really is fully operational in about 2 months.
Amazing. It really blows my mind that after all these billion-dollar ventures, you just decide to keep starting new ones. It shows that you really care about the future of the web. And I heard you make a comment in another interview that you think Web3 is not about blockchain-based web, it's about video web. So do you care to share your thesis on that with us?
Yeah. Well, first thing is that I don't think that Web 3.0 is crypto. I think crypto is its own thing. The web has been all about sharing data. Now a lot of that data has turned out to be video. About 85% of it today is video, and my guess is in 10 years it'll be 98%, of traffic over the internet will be video. So I see crypto and blockchain as being like its own thing. Instead of trying to shoehorn it into Web 3.0, I think it's its own unique set of capabilities that are not really about expanding the range of information that can be shared. It's really about transforming the way people interact with payment systems, and building new kinds of apps that are connected to payment systems that could never be done before. So, so it's not to take anything away from crypto or Bitcoin. It just to me feels like it's its own thing and shouldn't be shoehorned into some Web 3.0 kind of status.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a good take. And I think that the Web 2.0 is almost like the information transfer, and then Web 3.0, if it's about crypto, it's almost like the value transfer on top of that information transfer. So almost like complements.
Yeah,
right?
I see that as an independent sort of capability that merges with the web, because they're really kind of two different sets of networks.
Right.
I mean, they leverage each other. There's no doubt about that.
Totally.
But I see it as its own unique beast.
Yeah, I completely agree. So I want to talk about the NFTs on VideoCoin. You call them NFT Plus. Could you delineate maybe what the difference is between a typical NFT and what NFT Plus is?
Yeah. So we'll support the standards for NFT, but NFT Plus allows the user or the website that's selling content to use the container for all media. So we have the ability, for instance, for you to take a video and DRM it, but maybe have a 30-second window in the front end so you can show part of it. But we wanted to add to that audio and files and graphics. And if you think about it, if you're selling a song, right, you want the audio, you also want the video that was done. You want, I think you want things like pictures while the song was being created in the studio. And so my feeling is that in a lot of marketplaces, the narrowness of the content somewhat defeats the idea of what NFTs can be. So to people who use our software, and that's going to be individual companies, e-commerce companies who want to provide it as a capability to all of their customers, and even large exchanges can take advantage of the ability to mint NFT pluses and sell them. But we recognize that a lot of the big marketplaces today are not NFT plus compatible. So we allow for the separation of content and then be able to use whatever network is necessary, and to be able to extract the content that matches that marketplace. So, of course, we want the whole world to support NFT plus, because we think, there's no reason why NFTs shouldn't be as rich as you want them to be in terms of content. But at the same time, people have specific markets that they want to reach. So we want to give them that capability.
That's awesome. I love how you're digging. And go ahead, Logan.
One reason that
questions.
Yeah. One reason that NFTs are not what everyone wants them to be is because of the large file sizes on videos and other stuff like this that just doesn't fit on the blockchain. I mean, even like the CryptoPunks, they just have the hash to the IPFS location. So how do you get around storing large amounts of data on chain?
Well, our background was storing video and processing it. So that's where we came from. So a lot of those problems were already solved in our blockchain and the way our blockchain operates. So we came from a world where all of our content was enormous in size. So I think we use Filecoin on the back end, although we let you back it up if you want with AWS. But each individual piece of content can be 35 gigabytes, basically for free. So it's a pretty extraordinary amount of content that you can hold in an NFT plus. But the ability to do to click a file and to do live streaming and video, it's something we spent 2.5 years engineering. So when it comes to video and NFTs, we have a very unique position in the market. I mean, people can go to VideoCoin.io and they can go look at the beta software, and it'll show not only how they can store video NFTs, but all the different ways that we give you to present them. So you can take individual clips that people have access to, and then the master file is DRM, so you can get a window into it, but then you have to buy it to use the thing. So I think our blockchain was built for video, and all of our miners were built for video. So this has not been an issue that we have. It's an issue I think that we've solved probably several years ago.
So I have a question about if you can go into detail about the advanced resilience of NFTs through digital rights management, because that's a big key factor for you guys.
Yeah. Well, a lot of time and effort and money has been spent on resilience, and we've worked with Filecoin, which I think is a decentralized network, potentially has a lot more staying power than centralized companies, but we also allow you to also back it up on AWS as well. So, in terms of all the technical details, there's probably my CTO is probably a better person to be able to explain that. But we do see Filecoin as an important partner in being able to store content and give that content a longer lifetime. But again, our ability to sort of DRM all this content and then allow you to shuffle it off to various different exchanges. We un-DRM it, we send it across, and then it gets reminted these other exchanges. So, a lot of time and work has gone into resiliency because, again, we were working in video, which required resiliency because nobody was going to use a video network that doesn't work all the time and instantaneously. So in our world, you had to click on a video and it had to start working. And so, that's why we had to set up a mining network the way we did. And our miners, they put up good money to make sure that they are good actors and that they can provide the instantaneous loading of video. Or obviously there's an economic penalty if that doesn't happen, which so far has worked just fine.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah.
So Halsey, that's actually a perfect segue into my next question. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys to at least some degree are integrated with Ethereum, but you use your own blockchain to get around some of those high gas fees and so that you can process much more data. Can you talk about how these two blockchains kind of interact with each other if you are able to use it with Ethereum to a degree?
Yeah, so it's sort of in motion right now. So right now, the NFT Plus are minted on our blockchain, and we are in the process of having conversations with Solana and Palm and others about making sure that we can not only link content cross-chain, but importantly also be able to dynamically support the type of content that an exchange accepts. So it really comes down to two things. One is integration with blockchains, and the second is integration with marketplaces that sit on top of those blockchains. So, so a lot of that is in flight right now. The whole suite of tools launches in 2 months. And then we're hoping that it won't take a lot of additional time for us to provide these kinds of integrations with the top marketplaces anyway.
Very cool. So when I was reading up about the blockchain you've created for VideoCoin, to my understanding, there's almost like a proof of stake side and also a proof of work side. So people can use their CPUs to earn revenue with VideoCoin, to my understanding. Can you explain maybe how that works?
Yeah, I mean, the big idea that got us so interested in this idea of using a blockchain with video was the recognition that about 35% of servers today are not used because you have all these companies who have moved to the cloud and they're sitting on data centers that literally do nothing. Right. And it's a huge investment that they've made. When we started this, I didn't realize how much this is true in the business world, but it's a huge amount of capacity for processing video that's not employed. So they all can perform useful work for us, which encodes, stores, streams video, and taking advantage of these servers that are otherwise sitting dormant. But again, we also needed to secure the network. So we need a staking model that you know, we're our blockchain runs at a certain speed, but when you click on a video, it has to come up instantaneously. So that's why we needed staking, to ensure that the people who are providing work can provide the level of reliability that we need in our infrastructure. So yeah, I mean, you know, both models are really important, both the capacity that we need to do the processing and the staking part, which determines where work goes, and it also determines that work is done in the way that it's supposed to be done, and in the timeliness that we expect for streaming.
So we have a great question from the chat. Simon wants to know, is NFT plus container approach protected with patents? And when can he expect the launch?
So the official launch is in 2 months, but beta is already running. We already have beta up, so people can start using it already. It's not something that we're patenting. It's a concept that we want to see the industry move to. So it's just our sort of vision around what an NFT can become, and I just feel very strongly that there's no reason to limit the content, the types of content that you're selling, and there's every reason to increase the types of content that come along. So we have people, for instance, who want to sell a graphic someplace because that's all they support, and then they want to link back to their website where they can sell them the larger NFT plus with all of the other content. So our software already supports it, and you know, you'll be able to sell NFT pluses off of your website to people, and then it's really kind of two sort of divergent paths. One is getting major marketplaces to support NFT plus, and the other is basically helping to sort of dumb down the NFT plus to go on the existing marketplaces that just accept you know, one specific kind of content. So the NFT plus and all of the capabilities in video are already in beta. Like I said, with an expected launch in about 2 months, and so you can already start doing that. And then, like I said, we're having conversations with, having conversations with other marketplaces where we extract only the content that say and go to OpenSea, and then we're having conversations with people who want to launch an entire NFT plus marketplace, where they see the competitive advantage of creating a new marketplace around NFT plus. So we've got a couple of those conversations that are going on, and it's our hope that you know, in the next couple of months we'll be able to announce a major new marketplace that supports the NFT plus content. And like I said, we're really just looking for, you know, it to be an industry-wide concept, which is why we've not patented it or done anything like that. So like I said, we want to see the industry sort of follow our vision and I think that you know, when we have these customer conversations, you know, what happens is they love the idea of the NFT plus, and they're like, okay, well, how do I send, you know, content to OpenSea? And we're like, well, they don't support us, so you have to, you know, extract the pieces of content that fit there, and we'll help you do that. So for all intents and purposes, NFT Plus is alive already, and people can go start building with it.
Awesome. Well, can you tell us about the video coin token? Sorry, my dog just yelled. Can you tell us about the token you guys have for VideoCoin Network?
Yeah, I mean, so like I said, I've sort of said it plays a critical role in how our blockchain operates. We're sort of a shockingly small project. It was just the way that we went about doing our ICO was we didn't do a public ICO. We just did it with institutions, and while that was great from a regulatory standpoint and and sort of prestigious, we never built up the big community that comes from doing a larger ICO. And then we raised money when Ethereum was at 1,200, and then we launched when Ethereum was at 120. And so the timing of buying our token, even though we did substantially better than holding Ethereum, the timing was really kind of unfortunate. So we have this amazing product, and an amazing team of people who are sort of doing it, but the awareness of our project is very low, and we just announced yesterday, the day before, we hired Hype Partners to really help us for the first time, really go out and build awareness for what we're doing in the crypto community. So we've got customers, we got all that sort of stuff, but as you guys know, the crypto community is its own world, and it has its own, it has things that it cares about that are different from, say, what our customers care about. So we're really looking to Hype to try to help us increase our visibility in the larger community. But our token trades on Bittrex and KuCoin currently.
Awesome. I'm all about some KuCoin.
I'm sorry?
Really cool.
I'm all about KuCoin. I like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite exchanges. Yeah, it's different.
What so I mean, just coming from your point of view, because it's hard for me to understand from the other direction, but sort of how do you see KuCoin?
Well, I use it because you can, hopefully for the future, you can still do futures. I don't want to keep that broadcasting, so they might take it down, but you can do futures. They have a bunch of different, they have all the other tokens. Pretty much I use it because I couldn't get on Binance. And so I went to KuCoin instead, and I haven't really moved back. I use that in Coinbase.
Yeah, KuCoin still doesn't have the KYC updates that everything else has, so you can kind of get access to a bunch of coins when you're inside the US that you couldn't normally get access to without a VPN or something.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
It's kind of a gray market.
I know you can get on KuCoin in the US, which is but I mean, as you know, there's always a legal distinction between us and the people who the foundation that manages our token. But the goal obviously is as more people know about us, for our foundation to ultimately get on other exchanges, which as you guys know, it's kind of dependent on really having a broad crypto community, because that's what they're looking for. So we have right now kind of more things going than we ever have. So the software is great, the vision is great. We hired Waxman to do our PR. They're good. We've hired Hype Partners to to build an international community of token holders, and then get the VDA, which is the VideoCoin Foundation, to get on other marketplaces. But that's their job.
That sounds great. Well, Halsey, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate you coming on and sharing
Hey, no,
VideoCoin
thank you
with
guys.
us.
I really appreciate it. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
To all the audience out there, make sure you go check out videocoin.network
Or videocoin.io.
.io now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I went through the Coin Market Cap site, so that must be old. But videocoin.io.
Yeah, that's the best.
All right, perfect.
I think .network takes you to IO.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, make sure you guys go check out this project. Super exciting. And if you have a KuCoin account, you can find it on there as well. This has been Moon or Bust today. We really hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you on Friday. Peace.
Cool. Bye, guys.
Dude is crazy. He co-founded Salesforce. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, in the broadcast.
And CNET and Uphold, right?
Yeah. What a fucking legend.
Yeah, I still use Uphold. I mean, he's created some crazy things, but in the broadcast, it won't let me end it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to end the broadcast.
We're still